Hi, everybody. My name is Darren Ryder, and I'll be your teacher for U.S. History B as we work through this second trimester. Now, one of the things that we want to do is we want to go through this class intro video just so we can kind of walk you through kind of our how we operate, what we do, what to expect with assignments, things like that. And so we'll start right here at the top, and the first thing you see is this message. Well, you'll get a Monday message every week from me. Sometimes it comes on Fridays, sometimes Saturdays, Sundays, sometimes Mondays. All depends what's happening in the course and when we need to get that information out. And so you'll get those, you can expect them by Mondays for sure. It'll always be titled Monday Message, just so you know what it is. But what that does is it kind of lays out our week for us, goes through assignments, gives us expectations or anything that we need to know for those assignments, and just kind of walks us through that week. And so you'll get that in a message, and then I'll cover it in a little more detail in that video that goes right on the top for you too. So make sure that you're watching those every week and getting those emails just so you have a clue as to what's going on in the course. Now, as we work through our kind of page here then, you have this teacher contact and office hour information. So you have my name, you have my email, you have my phone number at school. Most people will email or Schoology message me. Then you have our office hour sign up, and then you have our Teams link too. Now that office hour sign up will be, if you need office hours, you can sign up. I accept it, and then we just make sure that you have everything that you need. Otherwise, I try to come into schools once a week just to meet with students. I'll always put it out there when I'm going to be there. Like I put out there in your Monday message for this week that your first one I'll be there at Eastridge 11:45 to 12:30 on Friday for our in-person meet and greet for the SoWashco staff. And so I always put that out there. So definitely if you need help, I try to be available. And if I'm not available the day that you need it, reach out. We'll work something out. We'll make sure that we have it for you. Now, you'll get pushed to a couple different places today. And so this class and orientation information is a good place for you to start because it has this class intro video, the one that you're watching. If you're here, you're in the right spot. But it'll kind of walk you through everything that you need. It has our SoWashco online letter, our bio, we have our syllabus. I'll change this to update for U.S. History B, and then our retake policy. Now, our retake policy is simple. When we go through all of our assignments, you are open to retake any of the summative assessments, but I just ask that you're done with the formatives for that set up that information. And that just helps to ensure that you are covering the information that's needed and kind of working through and doing the things that you need to be successful as a student too. And so that's the easy take on the retake policy, but you can click in there. It gives you the long version, but the simple version is this. If you have your work done, we definitely work with you to try to get that retake and try to help you. If you don't have that work done, there's just background work that we expect you to do to help you get ready for that. So hopefully that makes sense. So in your resource folder, you'll find a bunch of different things. You'll see some SoWashco Online Handbook, past credit, all of that stuff. So you have all of anything that you need in there, especially if you need like text-to-speech stuff. That stuff is all in the resource folder. So you started here in the class and orientation, and you'll notice that in that class orientation, when you have that, I have a couple different things. I have put our office hours in there again too. So you just have access to some different things that you need in there. Now, the other thing that you'll see is this current folder, and this is where you'll spend most of your time. So the first thing that you look at is this work completion dates. Now, this has it for the whole try, and so as you walk through here, you see this is your first week, and each week that we go through, I highlight, and that sets us up kind of for our Monday morning message and how we handle that messaging going through there. And so you'll notice that we work through, and we're going all the way through spring break. I don't have any work due that last week, so we kind of, front load everything, trying to make you not panic at the end of that trimester. That's the goal of that, is to make sure that we have time and people aren't panicking and we have time for the quality of work that's expected too. Now, looking at that current folder then, you'll see that these two are kind of grayed out right now, and those are kind of a work in progress. I'll have those up for you hopefully by Monday of the first week, but there's just some slight changes that we're making that we wanted to talk about anyway. So as you go into Unit 6, you see this first assignment is this opening day assignment and course tour, that if you were not in Part A online, that definitely walk through that, because that's going to push you to that class intro video. It's going to push you to our bio. It's going to push you to our course syllabus. It's going to just have everything for the course laid out for you. Then as you go through, you'll see different types of assignments. These, when you see the green like this, that means that's going to be an auto-graded thing, that it's going to walk you through an assignment, usually a reading, a video, a lecture, whatever it is, sometimes a podcast, whatever it is, it's going to walk you through and have a series of things that you do to complete that assignment. If you see one like this is one that you'll hand in with a submission. And so this one's the opening the West map and instructions. So you go in there, you open the map on Kami, or you open the map on Google Doc, and you go through and you document it, and then you're able to submit it that way. One of the changes that we want to look at is if you were in the Part A, we had our summative assessments at the end of the try. And so now we want to break those up and get a little more specific on some of that information. So you'll see that we have 4 assignments here, and then we have this quiz, Expanding West and Indigenous Conflicts. Now, this is the change because a lot of the stuff before was some auto-graded stuff, and now we're kind of shifting to a little more analysis style. And so you'll have some assignments that I grade a little bit less on the daily portion, but I grade a little bit more on the summative portion then. And so I'm able to kind of test your knowledge or test your comprehension in that way. So these quizzes or assessments, those might get set up as multiple choice. Some of them can be, a lot of them are short answer essay, where we're really trying to get your view and try to get your understanding of those topics and events that we covered in there. So you'll see we have a quiz there. As you go through, then you have another lesson, then you have another short quiz. And so when I was talking about retakes before, like the quiz here is dealing with these first 4 assignments. And so if you wanted a retake on that quiz, my expectation would be that you're done with all of those assignments. You have this lesson 5, and then you have a quick quiz. Well, this assignment, you can assume, has the information for this quiz. And so if you struggled on this quiz, I'm guessing you struggled on that assignment. And so we just back up, make sure that you have the information that you need in there, and then we move on. Then you'll see we go 6, 7, 8, got a video on Ellis Island, 9, and then we have that quiz on industry and immigration. And so the setup for the course is just a little bit different than the Part A portion, but it's a little better kind of set up in order to give you feedback and analysis that I think is so important and helps to check that comprehension too. So hopefully that helps understand kind of what's going through. Like I said, you'll have 4 units, but you'll have 6, 7, 8, and 9 you might not see there right away. That will come in by the end of Monday, by the end of Tuesday for sure. No one should be anywhere near there anyway at that point. So it shouldn't be too much of a problem. But if it is, definitely reach out and I'll do whatever I can to help you. Don't hesitate to reach out if you're struggling in the course or if you have any questions. I'm more than willing to help you. You'll see that I try to get into schools at least once a week, try to get in there to work with students and just try to kind of just make sure the students have everything they need to be successful there. I look forward to working with you this trimester. Don't hesitate to reach out and have a good one.